What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D&O commentary. We have Ryuzuki DDD 1611 versus Christopher. Christopher. I think there's supposed to be like a T and an O and probably a P and an H somewhere in there. 95, maybe that was the year he was born. 1741. He's 17, so that's an elite group right there in itself. To backtrack, this is game 2. Christopher won game 1. And Ryuzuki, he chose to open. He opened with Unicorn, and mind you, he got max seed when he summoned the Unicorn, so obviously he couldn't exceed or do anything else. And Chris played Scout, it got hit with Twister. He played Summoner's Art, that got for another Scout that got hit with MST. And then he obviously normal summoned Carrier, and then Snatch stole Unicorn. So I mean, he's got some options here. I believe Ryuzuki obviously has the spell in his graveyard because, well, he had to summon Unicorn somehow. And it looks like he's going to lose that. Probably a Unicorn too. Okay, it's the no scope and Unicorn, and he loses them both. I honestly don't understand why you would ever want to go first when playing against Klees, considering that one of the best plays that you have to open with against like decks that like the special summon a lot, like Burning Abyss or Shadows, is obviously the Genlock, and it doesn't work against this deck, like not even a little bit. So I don't understand why you'd want to go first against Klees, unless you really thought, like, unless you really fear things like Skill Drain and Vanity's Emptiness and you not being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but then, you know, that's why you side deck Twisters and whatnot. So he gets his graveyard pretty much tore up by Rhapsody of Berserk. And looks like he's going to try and Kaleidoscope again. If you're Christopher, this would be a good time for a Mind Crush or a Shared Ride or anything like that. Okay, I was like, what is he doing? All right, so he's gonna Brio for Colossalus and then add Kaleidoscope. Fair enough. I was wondering how he just got to Kaleidoscope like that. I'm like, wait a minute, you have no cards in your graveyard, so how did you get to Kaleidoscope? He sets a card. I don't believe it's Ice or Fire Hand, because if it was, why wouldn't you just attack over this? Like, it makes no sense not to attack over this unless you really, really are trying to catch your opponent sleeping. So now, Klees aren't the greatest top decking if they don't have like, you know, if they have like 3 scouts left in the deck, okay, it's great. But if not, then maybe not. Alright, so he tributes for Carrier to get that extra attack. Which means that if this is Shurit, he can run it over. It also means if it's the Jin, he can run that over. And it means if it's Fire Hand, he is now unaffected. I think I would have attacked the face down. That's just me. Like, I don't think that you, like, what do you lose from not attacking the face? Unless you really believe it's Ice Hand. But if it's Fire Hand, your guy is level 6 and he's unaffected by level 4, so. Alright, so he's gonna bounce. And attack. Doesn't really stop him from resetting that monster. And if you were scared to attack it before, I'm pretty sure you're still scared to attack it. Don't know if I understand that move. Alright, so he's just gonna reset it. Which really, really, really makes me think that it's not Fire or Ice Hand, because if it was, pretty sure he would just attempt to crash. So either Ryuzuki is really afraid or something's up here. Okay, so Christopher is now going to attack it. It's not an Ice Hand or a Fire Hand, dude, I'm telling you. It was the Gen, okay. Now, Chris should have known, he should have known that it wasn't an Ice or a Fire Hand, the second that it didn't attack the Rhapsody of Berserk, because 1200 defense, Fire Hand 16, Ice Hand 14, why wouldn't you run over those? Why wouldn't you just run over the Rhapsody? The fact that you said it though, I mean, that pretty much guaranteed that it wasn't one of those monsters. So I would have attacked last turn. Either way, he's in a decent position. His opponent has a Kaleidoscope, but doesn't appear to have any monsters to use it with, so And he's just setting cards. I know if you're playing Nekroz and you're setting that many cards, it's not good. I don't care if you have like triple MST or whatever. None of that stops attacks. So unless you have a Book of Moon down there, it's not looking good right now. And Nekroz should never be in a position where they're setting this many cards unless he's setting his spells. If he's setting his ritual spells, I guess. But Christopher's just going to keep attacking. And he has to take a -1 by Valkyris. What is he going to banish? Okay, he banishes Brio. I'm like, you have to banish something. He now plays Summoner's Art. As good as a top deck as that looks, there is no chance of this scout going off. I'm just being honest. There's no chance. MST. Okay, with your opponent having 4 back row, whatever is less than 0%, like the negative numbers, that's the chance that he had. That's the chance that he had of that scout actually resolving. It was not going to resolve with 3 back row. He either had Twister or he had MST or he had Dust Tornado or something. Now, if I personally, like if I was playing Cleese, I don't think there's any way possible that I would not play Climate Change. That card is too good. Inch 95 plays it, and he'd be fucking people up with that card. They'll spend all their time MSTing the scout, and then he'll flip over, what's it called? He'll flip over a Climate Change, and it's like, you just wasted 3 MSTs. So, Skill Drain is used on Manju, or excuse me, yeah, that is Manju. And he then activates MST for the Skill Drain, chains another Skill Drain, and then Royal Decree is played. So, lots and lots of back row removal. I guess he'll get Unicorn. Fair enough. I mean, he could run this back. Oh wow, he set his Kaleidoscope, and MST is chained. Or what did I just say? MST is chained. Maxi is chained. Sorry, I got MST on the brain. Oh, I guess he's gonna summon Valkyris as well. No, it's Gunir. Didn't see that one coming. Okay, so he's gonna attack for 100, and 2 more attacks ends the game. Not to mention they do play Cowboy as well. I totally didn't see him summoning Gunir. I thought that he was just gonna summon Unicorn. So I guess that they don't run. Gunir is she 6? No. Gunir's not 6. Brio is 6. Gunir is 7. Yeah, Gunir is 7. So I guess they don't run any level 7 synchros to use with Kaleidoscope with Gunir. So Ryuzuki looks like he's going to get dominated, but unfortunately for Christopher, all 3 of his scouts just get MST'd or twistered, so that's no good. Christopher opts to go first. Yeah, I think in this matchup I would want to go second if I'm playing Cleese. I don't really... There's nothing that you can do as, like honestly, there's nothing that Nekroz can do turn 1 that like I really feel threatened by. I mean, the Jin lock doesn't work on me, and Unicorn is like, that card does nothing against Cleese. Once you pendulum the guy's back, they all get bigger than Unicorn. So his effect, which is continuous, so you can't even turn it off, his effect is incredibly bad against this deck. I don't know. I feel like I just want to potentially have 7 cards, but if you do go first, it guarantees your scout if you draw it. It guarantees it's going to go off anyway. One card I don't see a lot of people siding that I think more people should side is Vanity's Fiend in this matchup. I rarely see it, but I feel like the card's really good. So he sets 3, and Soul Transition I think is a fantastic card in this matchup too, because it makes it so your opponent can't, like right now, go Ice Hand, attack, and wreck your entire board for 1 card. You know what I mean? Basically you play Soul Transition, you get rid of your monster. They have their Ice Hand, you take a direct attack, and then not only do you get to draw 2, but your guy goes to the extra deck, and you still keep your scout. So basically you're locked and loaded for next turn to try and counter the Ice Hand. Or you could just, like if you had Carrier, you could just bounce it. You could get your 2 cards, you could play scout next turn, get your 2 draws, and then, you know, you could try and like game them or something like that. Maybe you have other cards that help you play around Valkyries, like a Mind Crush or something like that. So he added Kaleidoscope from Manju. I just feel like if you go first with Klee and you open with a board like this, I feel like if they have Twisters or MSTs, I just feel like you lose. Because I agree with some of the players from YCS Tacoma. I feel like, well, that's a good Mind Crush, by the way. I feel like their engine is stronger than yours. So he calls Unicorn. That's what I always call. Anytime somebody activates, oh my god, almost snap. He had 2 of them. That was awful. Oh Lord. Yeah. That right there is called, it's called having your cake and eating it too. That is incredible. Anytime my opponent activates Kaleidoscope, I usually Mind Crush, if I have Mind Crush, I call Unicorn. If they use the regular mirror, I call Trishula. The other mirror, the last one, Cycle, I don't know what I wouldn't Mind Crush that. I would just try and Mind Crush the Cycle first, because with Cycle, they can summon from the graveyard, so you never really know what you're gonna get. Blind MST, bad idea. You better hope it's Royal Decree, which would still make it technically a bad idea. It's Book of Moon, which does nothing, because if you attack it, then, it's considered flipped. It's not considered flip summoned. Okay, so he activates Summoner's Art. I'm not crazy about this move either, because I feel like you should activate Scout first. If you activate Scout first and this card is MST, then you Summoner's Art for another Scout and you know what to do. But if you activate Scout and this isn't MST, then shouldn't you go for like Monolith so that you can draw cards, basically? Oh no, don't tell me he's gonna go for that double Scout garbage. Alright, so he does activate his Scout, and then he's gonna Pendulum too. What just happened? Okay, oh, he's gonna Pendulum and then Tribute Summon for for this, excuse me. Whoa, is he gonna activate Carrier? Why on planet Earth would you want to bounce Manju? He must really be trying to go for game. Okay, you guys know how I feel about going YOLO. Well, he did burn Book of Moon, so. I mean, what other single outs did they play? Okay, well, he went YOLO and he got it. Double Mind Crush was way too strong there. I guess it was all the same against a Book of Eclipse. If it was a Book of Eclipse, he wouldn't have took any of the attacks. You know what I mean? But that Mind Crush hitting double Unicorn. Oh my god. He had so many Summoner Arts. Actually, now that I think about it, I think that he would have wanted his Scout to get MST'd, because that would have consolidated the game even further for him, because he opened with so many Summoner's Arts. Anyways, thank you guys for watching as always.